We have to borrow the mindset of a dying man to understand what fulfillment is about. Once you are not a dying man, you cannot really comprehend the wisdom behind seeking fulfillment. You have to borrow the thinking, the last minute of a man who is alive, who is transiting the earth. There is something about that wisdom you must capture, and that is what will help us tonight. What does a dying man look for? Imagine, don't be afraid, just imagine that God told you right now that by 12 midnight today, okay, you'll be afraid of going to heaven, but he's coming. In any case, whether you are going or he's coming, you people must meet. Because I don't want you to say I'm confessing negatively, you know, believers, the way we think sometimes. But realistically, imagine that the Lord told you today that Joshua Selman, by 11:55 you are going home. Question: I know you have investments around the world. I know you have all kinds of things. I know you plan to travel next week. I know you even plan to do a lot of things. There's a TV interview somewhere. But what will become your point of focus with that knowledge? Just one information was passed to you, that you have 3 more hours in this life, and that's it. 3 more hours. Wrap up whatever you have to do. You have 3 hours. No prayer will change it. 3 hours. You are not sick, and it's not going to be accident. It will not be anything. Once it's time, God knows the many ways he will pick you so that you don't fear. But you just have 3 hours. Think for a moment. What are you going to do? Remember, your hometown is more than 3 hours, so don't even think of running there. Think of something wiser that you will do. 3 hours. I'm about to share something else with you, and then we'll pray. That's why I'm asking you this question. Do you know, I will tell you this, I can give you an idea of what will happen to you. In that moment, I give you a guarantee. Nothing else matters. Nothing else counts. I'm in the presence of my Maker. Listen, when you are right there, you may think of your businesses. You may think of your investments. You may think of your certificates. You may think of your wife. You may think of your husband. You may think of your parents. You may think of your children. You may think of your future and your goals, your plans, your house under construction. You may think of the person owing you and the police case that is still pending. You will think of all of these things, and yet you will be surprised that none of them at that point will be able to bring you satisfaction. Listen carefully. There is only one thing you will be looking for at that point. When you stand with the consciousness that I have only 3 hours to live in this life, there is only one thing you will look for. It is called peace. Write it down. John 14:27, the peace of God. Please write it down. Everybody write it down. Peace when trouble blows, Jehovah sees, Jehovah knows, he's my peace. Jehovah sees, Jehovah knows. Do you know? Remember, 3 hours to end your life, and yet it is not another degree you want. It is not another political office you want. 3 hours. It is timing. By now it will be less than the 3 hours. It is not whether you like it or not. Non-negotiable. 3 hours. Then you will now have the wisdom to look for what you would have spent your entire life really looking for. The thing you are looking for at the point of death is what you should find first in your life and have the privilege of enjoying it. Because I will tell you, in that security, in that variety, in that significance, in that acceptance, in that sense of growth, in that sense of achievement, all of them are various ways of saying the same thing. This is one thing you are looking for: peace. How come you only find it when you are hours to the end of your life, whereas that is really what you need even from the start of your life? And can you imagine that it is available even before you find any of these things? That you can have it without a car, you can have it without a child, you can have it without a church, and yet we ignore it. But when you are about to go, when every other thing fades, you find out that is the real thing. So when I crave for security, what I am really looking for is peace. When I crave for variety, what I'm really looking for is peace. When I crave for significance, what I'm really looking for is peace. When I crave for acceptance, running away from trouble, what I'm really looking for is peace. When I crave for growth, what I'm really looking for is peace. I know you won't believe it if I tell you the reason why you are running around with your CV is that you are looking for peace. You will say, Apostle, you are wrong. I'm looking for a job. You are right in your lifetime. But back to my story, few minutes to the end of your life, you would discover that what you were really looking for was not a job. That what you are looking for is not a travel abroad or a second citizenship. When it's all been said and done, there is just one thing that matters. Did I live my life to live for truth? Did I live my life for you? When it's all been said and done, all my treasures will mean nothing. Only what I've done for love's reward will stand the test of time.